I dropped a pen and watched it vanish in midair. Posted by Little Lovers So Polite. This just happened. I like to write in a bullet journal and switch back and forth between pens and highlighters. And as I was swapping, I accidentally swapped pens too quickly and sent one rolling off my desk. I never took my eyes off of it, watched it roll off and quite literally disappear before it ever touched the carpet. I didn't really believe my own eyes and got on the ground trying to make sense of it, still in denial, and looked all over. This makes absolutely no sense. However, I've been scanning the sub and apparently this is a borderline common glitch behavior, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised. But I'm still completely flabbergasted. Thank God it wasn't my favorite pen. Update. I dropped a pen and watched it vanish in midair. Posted by Little Lover So Polite. A while ago I posted about my pen rolling off my desk and never touching the ground. Since then, I moved to a new studio in a neighboring city. Y'all, this gets fucking weird. I set up my desk and began organizing my stuff how I like it. I sat down and began arranging the drawer contents to my liking. There was nothing left on the desktop. It was cleared. I got up to retrieve more items to put away. I took 2 steps and suddenly I hear the distinct sound of a pen hitting the concrete floor. Instantly, I flipped around. I knew without a shadow of a doubt that was my pen from before. I don't know how or why, I just did. I looked at the floor and there it was. What the fuck? What the fuck? And that's that. My pen went for a quantum vacation and now it's back. Nothing different or unusual about the pen itself, except it has a lot more ink than what I recall, which was close to empty. Is this my pen from an even further past? Dude, what the fuck? Edit. Some people seem to think the pen ended up in a pocket somehow. My wardrobe consists of tight-fitting athletic clothes like leggings with no pockets. No, it's not realistic or possible the pen ended up bouncing into the non-existent pockets of my shirts and leggings. While this is not a logical explanation of what happened in my experience, there still could be something I've overlooked and haven't figured out. Until then, it's still weird as hell. My friend and I witnessed a glitch in the Matrix. Posted by XX Fluffy. I'm gonna start this with something I witnessed a few months ago. It was around 5 a.m. and I'm driving with my friend. We were drinking earlier but it had worn off, so we were pretty much sober. So I see this lady walking in my neighborhood, and I told my friend, why is this lady just walking around so late? So it was already kind of weird. So I thought maybe she was just going on a walk super early. So I get to this stop sign and she's crossing the street in front of me. Then all of a sudden, it looked like she was just walking in circles at lightning speed and it just looked like a blur. Like she was warping around into different dimensions and shit. Then all of a sudden, I got goosebumps and my whole body went cold. And my friend and I reacted at the exact same time. So at that point, I knew I wasn't just seeing shit. As this was happening, I'm trying to wrap my head around what's going on, and it seemed like I just couldn't access that part of my mind. It literally felt like someone was trying to remove that from my mind while I'm seeing it. We didn't take any acid, so we weren't tripping. It felt like it was 3 seconds long. But then, looking back, it felt like we were at the stop sign for a few minutes. And I never really get scared. But me and my friend were seriously so scared, we couldn't even process what was going on. So then I pull up next to her to see what the fuck that lady was. And I'm going like 25 miles per hour in my car, driving next to her. And she was basically walking at the same speed as me. Literally, a walking motion as if she would be moving like 2 miles per hour. But she was at the same speed as me. So I hit the gas to get past her because before that I couldn't see her face when I was driving next to her. But I couldn't see her face when I got past her. It was like my brain wouldn't let me see. And she was looking straight ahead, so it didn't make sense. That whole night we were freaked out, and every time we talked about it, I would get goosebumps, and it would feel like someone was trying to pull that memory out of my head. We talked about what happened like 2 months later, and I started getting goosebumps again. And my whole body went numb and cold. And my friend and I experienced it exactly the same way. We both saw the same thing, and we just can't wrap our heads around it. And this is a true story. I wouldn't just make this up for no reason. I'm just so curious what the fuck that was, and maybe some of y'all have experienced something similar. I don't know. July 14 to July 11. Posted by Percocet Xanax. This year, I went to bed on July the 14th, and then woke up on July 11th. I don't know how to explain this. I didn't mention the phenomenon to anyone but my stepsister in a very light-hearted, joking way as to not sound delusional. But I swear to God, I went to bed on the 14th and then woke up on the 11th in what I suppose is an alternate timeline. Upon checking my phone on my second time living through July 11th, 2020, I had a strange message from a dude I went to high school with saying, "Congrats on your rebirth," which I found to be rather odd, as I'm not religious or very spiritual. Anyway, I just went along with my day and didn't mention this to anyone, as it would raise concerns in any sound-minded person to hear something like this. Guess I time traveled or dimension hopped or something. Has anyone here experienced something similar? The days prior to this event, July 13 and 14, I kept seeing the number 11 in what felt like a time loop on a highway in Detroit. All the exit signs were exit 11, and this went on for what felt like 10 minutes until the driver, my friend, turned off at exit 12. So yeah, stay blessed. I might be slightly crazy, but I guess I'm fine. Peace. I just lost an hour. Posted by Yorkshire Horror Story. On Saturdays, I get an 8 a.m. bus to work, leaving the house around 7:45 a.m. This morning, I woke up at 6:50. I used my phone alarm and, as usual, lay in bed contemplating my existence for a few minutes. I looked at my phone again. It was 6:58. I got up and made a cup of coffee. I left my phone in the kitchen and went to get dressed. This must have taken a couple of minutes at most. When I returned to the kitchen, I took a sip of my coffee, which was piping hot. I checked my phone again and was so shocked I thought I had forgotten how to read the time. It was 7:58. Aside from now having to explain why I'm late for work, I also feel really strange. I know this probably seems incredibly mundane and people will say I misread the time, but I'm neurotic about timekeeping and I hate being even a minute late anywhere. Also, it only takes a minute to make the coffee. The pot is on a timer, and it definitely wouldn't stay hot for an hour. I feel really weird now, off kilter and unsettled. And I have a long day of work ahead of me to dwell on it. Edit. In my haste, I forgot to say that my coffee pot is set to brew on a timer. I didn't check the time on it after looking at my phone the second time, as I had to rush to leave for work. But when I poured the coffee, it was on 6:58. Edit. Daylight savings. In the UK, the clocks go back an hour in October, spring forward, fall back. But that doesn't happen until the 25th.